Her? You mean? Did you just sneeze on command, Toko? Was that a sneeze on command?
Guess who's back?
Yep, she's back.
It was your fault after all.
Well, like, here's the thing that's so strange to me, that continues to be strange sometimes about this game, is that, like, Genocide Jill stabbed, or tried to stab Hina. You know, Tagami, literally, without anyone telling him to do so and being forced to do so, hit a body and, like, tied the body up by extension cables. But we were still doubting, we were still, like, had no idea if we were going to trust Ogami again, right? These two freaking crazy people are in our group. And I don't mean you use the word crazy because I feel like sometimes it can have some negative connotations for people with mental health, and I don't mean it that way. I mean in the sense of just like people are just like, these guys are pretty awful.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Oh boy.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
See, this again, we can't trust you. I don't get why we even trust him. Like, he's the most unreliable person you could have. In the last trial, we just went back to trusting him like that. It was crazy. But he was questioning whether we should trust Ogami. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories.
Oh my god, then leave. Go away.
So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see.
Oh my god.
Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that.
I don't know how much more of Genocide Jill I can take. I don't know how much more I can take of her and Bakugong.
And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible.
Yeah, they are terrible.
No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over,
I can't.
you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Meaningless death. When, like, here's the thing. When Genocide Jill dies, it's gonna be a million times sadder, dude. I'm not even joking. Like, don't call her death meaningless. You're part of why, like this has come out as well. You've treated her with such disrespect since, like, the beginning of this whole game. I'm not gonna forget about that.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
And just to, like, fully explain what I mean by this, I know, like, again, you can have a counterpoint, of course. Some people will obviously say that, like, Tagami, like, was gonna reveal who the killer was anyway. Was gonna reveal what Mondo did. But the reason I'm talking about trust in this sense is that, like, no, Ogami was clearly forced into doing this and then betrayed Monokuma in the end. Tagami, for his own pleasure, did this. To make it more interesting, he got a dead body and made us completely go off the scent of what the actual killer was for a long time. And tried to put the blame on Genocide Jill as well. For his own pleasure. But then next trial we were listening to him again. But with Ogami, it's like, oh boy. We can't trust this one.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
I mean, it's a bottle to the head. You can be the most muscular person in the world, and a bottle to the head would still hurt.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
And muscles don't, like, determine pain threshold either. So that's good. Keep talking about that, and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Hina, we don't want to die either, okay? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
Wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
You know, now that you said not quite yet, I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to vote. Bakuga, quiet, okay? Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Yeah, why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Yeah, it's the fact that she said she was asleep and she woke up and hit her with a bottle to the head.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't? Come on, Tagami. Show us how smart you are.
Tell us
Show
your
us.
story one more time.
Show us how
Tell
smart
us
you
what
are,
happened
Tagami.
after you fainted.
Show us.
Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
He serves a purpose.
Your wish is my command, darling.
He serves a purpose. The one who kills Sakura is... So we have yellow powder, Kyoko's examination ceremony, the status of Sakura's body.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all
I
of
don't-
a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me.
Yeah.
I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
So you were sleeping there because that's not weird.
When
Weird.
you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you
Yeah, I don't believe
smashed
that's
her
true.
head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
But she
And
was
where
sitting
did the
down,
attack
so
take
like...
place?
Right where I woke up.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Killed her there in front of the shelf.
She didn't kill her in front of the shelf because she was sitting down. And I don't think you'd be able to lift Sakura's body. Muscle weighs more than than fat. And I'm not saying fat isn't like people being fat. I'm saying like actual fat that we all have. No matter what percentage it is. So if the second shot from Toko's what kills Sakura, then the problem is yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, that makes perfect
I
sense.
was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine
Yeah, we have what we're
shelf.
doing here. We know it's gonna be
You
the
were
last
taken by
one.
surprise. You smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
The shelf.
No, that's wrong.
You didn't though. You'd have to carry the body back as well. And it seems that I think they
Found
died in the
Sakura
chair.
Sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Yep, smartest guy in the room, Makoto.
So, you finally noticed.
Bakugan, I hope you know that like the only reason that you notice this is because the writer for some reason has such a goddamn like stan culture for you, man. Like you contribute nothing, then all of a sudden you say something and like and then you'll go on to contribute nothing again. Please do not start this.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial
I'm not giving him
killer.
any leeway anymore, guys. I like if you thought that I was bad before, just wait.
Are you sure you didn't
Just
attack her
wait.
while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
I still like this guy. The evidence to prove there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Like again, like it's like this is the thing. Like I could actually like do this like myself at this point. So the evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. The magazine shelf, bloodstain.
I got it!
Yeah.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The bloodstain by the magazines is proof of that.
Yeah.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
But how did you always just carry those boys as well, though? That's the thing.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then
I agree with that.
then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
No, like Hina thought that, but we did. Like no one else actually did. Maybe Hiro and Hina did. Like no one actually thought that. Can you just please leave Hina alone as well? She's way smarter than you.
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
I agree, Kyoko. Smart, very smart
Until
girl.
we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Genius Kyoko
That
again.
part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Yeah, but we didn't see her in the locker. The locker was open when we found the body.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just
I don't.
snuck out the
Again,
locker
we were
into
talking
the
about this as
room.
well with Kyoko. I don't think this is possible.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. Because we saw it. We saw it.
I got it!
I was in the locker. I should have said that.
Even
That would have been
before
fun.
we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look in.
I want to say as well, I apologize for saying that the only reason that Takami has like any leeway in this game is because of the writer. I don't like looking at games like that. I was just frustrated with him. I apologize for that. Like he's a real character, like I said. He's a real person once we're playing this game. But sometimes I do break, and sometimes like characters do kind of irritate me. But this is the first time I think on the channel that characters ever made me feel this way. And you guys know that if you watch my other playthroughs too. I hope that you understand. I didn't mean it like that. I don't want to break the immersion of this game whatsoever. He just frustrates me to no end.
Side. And at that point, the locker was already open.
Yeah, we both saw this as well.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
You don't have to speak ever again. It's okay. You can calm down.
How do you not know? You killed her!
I do love the idea that like there's two people who are both like admitting to killing her and then like trying to pass the blame ball again.
The fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
Like that's an interesting murder scene, right? That two people don't know if they actually did kill her and now are trying to prove that they didn't, but they originally admitted to killing her.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Again, you're just saying what everyone's thinking. Well, at least what me and Kyoko are thinking.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
My theory is the protein.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
My theory is that the protein powder did it. And like I think that there was some chemical put in the protein powder, which is why she was coughing up blood. That's my theory right now. Whether I'm right or wrong, don't tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. By the way, I'll probably finish the case by the time you see this anyway. But like, I think sometimes people will be like, your theory is close. That's a spoiler. Don't do that, okay? Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Yeah, but that's my theory right now. Yellow powder, Monokuma File 4. What was in the Monokuma File 4? It was just like how they were killed. But the yellow powder's there as well. Can I check it? I can't check it. Thank you very much. Monokuma File 4. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the third floor. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered a violent from vomiting blood. Okay.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me,
we're gonna use the
huh?
Monokuma File 4 because they have the coughing up with the blood, right? If there's one place I might find a clue, we have to be written in there. Yeah.
What was it
So
that
we're
killed
gonna
Ogre?
shoot the shot to the
If
head?
it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause.
This game's really good at drawing
What
hands.
killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Because I think it's whatever poisoned her is what killed her. I think the shots to the head just probably like subdued her a little bit.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death.
Yep, 100%. I think it was the protein shake.
There was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
I admire the reasoning, but I don't think that's the case.
That's all it was. The file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I
Good
didn't
try,
find
Hina.
any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Yeah, she's very good at it as well.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yep, I got this before Takami. Now who's the smart one? Now, all the Takami lovers have to love me now. You have to stand me.
Poisoned?
That's the rules. I don't make up the rules.
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Funnily enough, the most level-headed audience of stans in the Danganronpa fanbase so far have been the Tagami lovers. They've been so level-headed, it's crazy. I didn't expect it because of his character, but they're so level-headed and so kind and like very like
She was poisoned?
reasonable.
It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
The Genocide Jill stands. I can tell you're very polite as well, but there's like a little bit of unhinged to you. I can sniff it out in every single comment.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this
Yeah, get her,
mystery
hero,
is
yeah.
hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
You should have been barred from the crime scene. You should have been barred from it. You should have.
Well, yeah, good point.
I mean, if he tried to do any investigation, you would have called him an idiot anyway. Like, you can't have it both ways,
There's a
Tagami.
big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals.
Oh my god, am I gonna have to deal with this guy for another trial? He didn't do this, did he?
And that's where I found this.
Is that...
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections.
I found
A,
this.
B, and C.
This literally happened when we found it. We can't present this evidence. We're the main character. Can we not do this?
In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
Like, are we not allowed?
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison bee just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf of the supplements. It was in section. It wasn't weird though because it was in section C, but we found it in section A.
Got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Yeah, it was, but it was moved, and that was one of the things we said early on as well.
Isn't it? Why would there be
Wow,
a
all you
bottle of
Tagami stands
poison
have to
mixed
change
in
your
with
standing
all
to
those
me is crazy.
nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Tagami, he's so hot. He looks like he's like a Jim Henson puppet. He looks like a Jim Henson puppet. Hey, it's me here, Tagami. I couldn't believe my eyes. Bakajun put the bottle of poison to his lips and, we were so shocked that, and he's just saying stuff that we already figured out as well though at this point. I wish we could say it as well. And I get that like our character is lucky, our character is shy and all this stuff, but it would be cool to see at Trial 4 our character like progressing forward and like saying all this stuff as well. Maybe even interrupting Tagami would be like a really cool moment. But again, the game's not over yet, so. But as if we're the most natural thing in the world, Bugaju was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
If you think for a second that Tagami would poison himself when he still has a lot more people to annoy, you are mistaken, Hero. Hero, you are really
Flavor
mistaken.
Certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Yeah, you can actually. It's your bottle now.
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Babajuk and scraped out a bit of the contents of one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
She was like, I'm not drinking this after Tagami touched it. Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
It was swapped. It was clearly swapped. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which means that that conversely the poison must have been yeah, it was in the protein drink, right? Oh, Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Protein. Yeah, it's already saying protein. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So we need R, T, E. Is it E first before I? Then I. No, I is already there. N, D. Where's R? Oh, I mean I. And N.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched.
Now here's the thing. I don't know who the killer of this case is. While I think the last case was less predictable, I think that the method of killing in this case is pretty predictable, but I don't think the killer is as predictable for me, personally.
So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Very foolish to not prepare your own protein drink, though. Like, especially in here. Unless it was someone she trusted? No. Don't do this. Do not do this. You can't do this.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein
If you
drink,
kill
right?
Hina in this trial, I will literally have like only Kyoko left and I'm already maxed out with her and she's like my only other favorite character. Ogami's gone too.
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
I mean, it's good for aches and pains when it comes to like repairing your cells and your protein cells and stuff like this. Like it's not like it's not like a cure-all in the moment, you know?
So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was
Then
it?
say it. Say it right now.
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints. Right? Because that's all that we had in the chem lab was the footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning.
And they're like little
there were
ones too,
definitely
so
no
it's like
footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected.
stop.
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
What happened?
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Dios míos. Please.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
But this isn't a murder though, is it? Like,
Ogre's killer was...
Yep, I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Makoto and Big Aguga. It makes sense now.
I got it!
Which is why he checked our shoes as well.
Hina
That was actually a pretty
really
smart move.
works.
Tagami, for your first smart move of the game.
So Byakuya. That explains
Who the
why
hell's
you-
Bakajak? Please don't do this. Don't do this. No. Okay, let me see your shoes. I can confirm the size for myself. Please don't do
If
this.
the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one.
Don't do
other
this. Don't do
possibility.
this. Do not do this game. Do not do this. Do not even think about doing this.
Just Hina.
Don't do this.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
No, Tagami, don't.
You were in
Don't.
an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Please don't.
This
Don't.
whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone
Just
else,
don't.
haven't you?
I can't believe it.
Don't.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think
Yeah, I
twice
said that
about it when Hina
too.
handed
Oh
her
my
the
god, the
concoction.
Tagami lovers are loving me now.
Hina used that trust to kill her.
Stop.
She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us.
Can they patch the game to stop this? Like, this is just no. It sucks.
I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Coming from Mr. Hide the dead body on a freaking like pull what you call those things? I forget. Weight machine thing.
Hina, is it true?
Please say it's not true. Please say there's more to this trial.
Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab,
Oh my god,
it just
Hina.
occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her.
Let her
That's what you
speak.
thought, right?
Let her speak, you fool. Shut up.
That's when you switched out the
Shush.
protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
Shh. But Tagami, yeah, let's be quiet.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
Yes, Kyoko!
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are
Kyoko!
you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
Oh, Tagami, but you're going up against someone who's actually smart now. Yes, go,
Funny
Kyoko.
words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
Wow, but thank God we didn't trust Ogami.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves.
I've thought of this for a long time. I think I would. And the reason I think I would is because I would not be able to live with myself. I would not be able to sleep. It's like that idea when, you know, like, I remember someone online said at one time, would you actually, if you saw a guy who was like a black belt in karate attacking someone who was really small, and it's like, and you know you're going to get killed if you attack him, would you do it? Like, of course you would try, because it's like, I wouldn't be able to sleep that night if I knew that I could do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep
Just
that
like how
night.
this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
Get him, Kyoko, get him.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
How many times do you plan to be such a...
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism,
Well, I am.
but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The locked door?
Are you talking about the locked
Yeah.
room problem?
Yeah.
Hina, if you really are the killer, Explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. She's right.
No,
She's right.
It doesn't.
I just love
But
Hina
the
so
fact
much.
that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not. Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, what of it?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, you're about to get Makoto Kyoko'd.
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
Oh yeah, that's also a good point. I didn't think about that.
Right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was...
Hina.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a
Hina,
footprint.
did you want to be caught?
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Weren't the footprints only in one section? Or am I wrong?
I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well... Right away, I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder.
But I don't
And
think
that's
that-
where I switched them.
The shoes aren't... Yeah, no, you didn't drop because I think that the footprints are going outwards. From Section A, right?
Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told.
That story just told. You big liar. You big freak.
First you went to Section C to get the poison.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Then
sense.
moved to Section
Because
A
you dropped
to
it
get the
there.
protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A.
But the shoe prints are
Do I
going the other
have that
way.
correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, there's no footprints in Section C.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
That's a cool nickname, Genesis Jill, but calm down, okay? Let's be quiet, Genesis Jill. Let's be quiet.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How
Baka
long
junk.
until you're satisfied?
How long until we figure it out? Until I uncover the full truth of this case? Oh, here we go.